Start your day the joyful way. It's your weekday morning talk show inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes. And now here's your host, the queen of joy herself, Jessica Dugas. Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm just sitting here and realizing my mic is all out of whack, so I had to fix it really quickly. I hope you guys are doing well today. It is Monday, June 20th, 2022. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Really excited to be back with you for another week this week. I was sleeping this weekend. Do you believe that? Like, I actually got some sleep this weekend. I'm very grateful for that because I am like a kid on Christmas. Anytime anything is coming up, I just can't sleep. I'm excited. I don't know what to do with myself. And my sleep is the first thing to go, which we know does not, if you've got any kind of health challenges or anything you're dealing with, the lack of sleep does not help with that. Just FYI, in case anybody didn't know. I'm grateful for some sleep this weekend. Amazing sleep. Very thankful for that. We obviously had Father's Day yesterday, which was nice. My husband was inundated with amazing little things from each of the kids, and they all make things, and give him different things. And I had gotten him. So the whole time that we've been together, he had always shaved because he was in the car business. He felt like, he needed to shave his face, whatever. Now he's been working at home. He's growing the beard and everything else, but he's never had a beard before now. So I got him like a beard comb thing, and he was literally spent all day yesterday combing his beard, which was fun. We had a good time though. We made some food. I made some vegan cheesesteaks last night. They were amazing. Made some potato salad, and what else did we have? My daughter made chocolate cherry cupcakes, but we try to just do little cupcakes because we know that my youngest two has their birthday that they share on Tuesday, and we don't need that much cake in 1 week, let me tell you. So that's coming up on Tuesday, and that officially finishes off our birthday season in our household. The next one's not till September and October, thank God, because there's just so much going on in our house right now. And birthday season is nuts. It's nuts around here. Listen, if you're joining us live this morning, I'd love for you to take a moment and let us know where you're joining from. And of course, what is bringing you joy today. And don't forget, if you're on the replay as well, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know in particular if there's anything you're celebrating this weekend or this week, anything that you're joyful about coming up, let us know. I'm officially on countdown. For those of you that are on my personal page on Facebook, I apologize for the obnoxiousness that is coming as we embark on our move back up north. So I decided that every day I'm going to post how many days I have left till I move. And I've been sharing pictures of my hometown, and that's been a lot of fun to just share a little overhead shot or picture of something that's popular up there. And it's been fun to do that. I'm only a few days into my official Facebook, because it's not official unless it's on Facebook, right? So I'm only a few days in. Eventually someone's going to be annoyed with me, but I don't care. I'm joyful about, continuing to feel a sense of clarity in my life, and about who I am. And one of the things that we've shared often on the Breakthrough Show Network, on any of the shows, is the importance of living authentically. And that's not, it sounds simple, right? Just be yourself. Right? It should be easy, but it's not, because we, obviously we grow up certain ways. We have expectations placed on us from whoever, and then we have expectations that we place on ourselves due to whatever. And then we have, people that we look up to in our lives going, oh, I want to be more like them. And so it's not as simple as it may seem to just be yourself. And so I feel like I finally, like, after over 40 years coming into figuring out what that is and who she is and who I am and all that. And so I think sometimes it's not always do you ever act in a certain way or behave in a certain way that people aren't used to? And so you say something or you do something and they're like, they're just taken back for a minute, like, who is this? And what have you done with Jessica? And so I'm in that kind of space right now, which is a funny place to be, because I think we automatically as bystanders go to, who is this that she's become, when we know inside that this is who we've been all along. We're peeling back those expectations and those layers and those things that have held us back from being ourselves for so long. And so it's been an interesting time, but it brings me a lot of joy. I saw a post over the weekend, and I am very much a don't like what somebody's saying, scroll on by kind of person. I don't like conflict. It's not my favorite thing on the planet. And I seen continual posts from a person that just, putting people down and shaming. And so I didn't say anything other than look at the other side of this. Just I'm grateful for. I said I love this, and it felt good. Just, and there were other people that agreed, that had seen this continual behavior as well, and so it was nice to kind of be validated in that way. But to learn that it's okay for me to. I'm still going to be that generally scroll on by person, but occasionally it's okay for me to express myself, that I'm safe. Nobody's going to come after me with a pitchfork through the computer screen. And that it's good to be the presenter of that flip side of the coin, to say, look, there's other perspectives other than this one, and to be that light and that kindness that I feel like is needed so badly in the world right now. So so it felt good to do that, and I was nice, and I was nice. That's all I'll say about that. Mike McDonald's joining us this morning. Good morning, Mike. I will be seeing you soon, my friend. I'm excited about that, and I hope that our kids will get to play and everything else. Mike and I grew up together, so really excited about that. Chris is here this morning. Good morning, Chris. Chris is saying happy Juneteenth. That was yesterday. I'm going to get into that here in a little while as well. Juju's here this morning. Good morning, Juju. It is good to see you. Yes, happy start of the week. Happy start of the week. Let's see. Facebook user, don't know who you are, but joining from Baltimore, joyful about completing my certification. I love it. I love it. I love it. Juju said, being myself is so annoying and exhausting. I think sometimes we can relate to that, right? Like, it can be exhausting completely. Thank you for being proud of me. Yes, I was nice, Judith. Good to see you this morning. By the way, Judith was on the show on Friday. Don't forget to go back and listen to that if you didn't already. We had some tears. We always have some tears when Judith's on the show. I feel like maybe I should keep my tissues here. I'm starting to have doubts about my layout this morning. But at any rate, I'm excited because we are continuing our summer reading series this morning with a veteran of the Breakthrough Show Network. Maribeth Decker is here this morning. And I referred to her back when she was originally on the Breakthrough Show as a real life Dr. Dolittle. She is, I would like to call her the Breakthrough Show Network's official Dr. Dolittle. That's what I would like to refer to her as. So really excited. She has a book called Peace in Passing that she recently re-released, and so good, you guys. Even if you don't have an animal as part of your family, this book is incredible for literally everyone. And I feel like it's such a great book to come on the heels of the conversation we had with Judith about grief on Friday. So really excited to have her here today. Let me know what's bringing you guys joy today while we're on our break. We're going to take a quick break and be right back after this with Maribeth. Don't go anywhere. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think.
They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2022, and we're continuing our summer reading series this morning. Why? Because, my kids have been volunteering at the library for the summer reading program for kids, and I dropped them off one day, and I went, why don't we have this for adults? I want prizes for reading books. So your prize is that you get to meet with the authors every morning, which I love. We've had such a good time with this. Our guest today is the author of Peace in Passing. She's an animal intuitive, and as I said, I like to refer to her as the Breakthrough Show Network's real life Dr. Dolittle. So without further ado, let's welcome her to the show. Please welcome Maribeth Decker. Good morning, Maribeth.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Jessica, for inviting me.
Of course. It's always good to see you. And I'm really excited you're here because I had an animal experience recently that I just had literally in that little break, I had my daughter run and get my tissues in case this goes that direction. Because always be prepared here, Mary Beth. So I have shared before that I've always liked animals, but I never really felt super connected to them until after when we became plant-based in 2017. And then I became a Reiki master right after. It was like whoosh in my face of just feeling that connection. And so I get very emotional about things. So this is what happened, Mary Beth. We had some yard work done in preparation for selling our house, and the landscapers found a bunny nest in our garden. And we have a bunny. Our animal is a lion head bunny. She looks like a cotton ball. She's adorable. But these were obviously wild bunnies, and the little brown cottontails. And so when we heard that they found them, my husband immediately was like, don't touch them, leave them alone. And we looked it up. You're supposed to literally cover their nest back up and walk away. Like, you're supposed to leave them alone. They were talking about taking the bunnies, and we were like, please don't touch them. Please don't touch them. There was 5 or 6 from what we understood. Well, when they got done with their work, there was 2. And the one of the 2 that was left clearly had something wrong with it. She was just the sweetest thing, but she couldn't even stand up. And she was much smaller than the other one that was there. And she was like pushing herself. I'm literally sobbing in the front yard. And I assure you that is not the way to sell a house. not a good idea. And so I didn't know what to do. I knew that we're not supposed to like try to take the bunnies in because they're wild bunnies and we have a domestic bunny here. So I found a wildlife expert, and the only one in North Alabama. We drove literally an hour and a half to bring this bunny to him in the hopes that he could help her in some kind of way. And she ended up passing away a couple days later. And I will tell you what, Maribeth, it about broke me. I don't know. Yeah. I've never felt this level of connection to, but I just felt so helpless. Like she was so helpless and there was nothing I could do.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I think so. My sense is when those things happen, Jessica, you're like their guardian angel. Mm. Okay. And because I've also seen it where my sister-in-law got a little dog who had been mistreated and had some bad neck issues and passed away probably less than 10 weeks. And in those last moments, she was surrounded by people who loved and cared for her. Mm. And so to me, you gave this bunny the gift of the physical and emotional and spiritual gift of little life, you matter to me. Mm. And what a gift that is, right? Excuse me. Yeah. What a gift that is. Yeah. So that's my understanding of it. You were there when that bunny could use some love. Yeah. You were absolutely there for this bunny, and it turned out well. Yeah. For the bunny, the feeling of being loved and cared for and not forgotten.
Mm. It can be easy for us to say, well, it didn't turn out well because she died and there was nothing we could do. But I love that perspective that you bring with any of this stuff that you talk about with animals, that even just the smallest amount of time can be important with them.
Oh, absolutely. I think I like to think that the universe conspires for as many of these small, beautiful moments to happen between us and animals and human beings when we're open to it.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to start out the show all emotional, but it came back to me again yesterday because I had done an interview with some friends in Tanzania, Africa, and they do a safari out there. And, the respect for life, for animal life, is very different. I have learned in talking to people from other countries than it's just different everywhere. But I was so taken aback in this experience by just the complete and utter disrespect for the wild animals. And is it hard for you? Like, do you come across that often in your work at all? And is it hard for you to deal with that? Like, how humans can be sometimes.
Gee, let me think. I'm thinking about how to answer. Mm. I am so deeply concerned about our relationship with nature, with wild animals, and seeing them as beings rather than commodities. However I say that, as things, and seeing them as having families and having their own lives and having a right to be here, and to go beyond that we need them and they need us if we're going to keep this beautiful planet moving along. So I do my work usually in families with humans and animals that live with them. But my bigger thought is I'd love that energy of love that we bring to our own animals to extend to the rest of the species on the planet.
Right.
and the
Right.
concern. I'd like to see that grow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in that conversation I had yesterday with the folks in Tanzania, they'll be on the Breakthrough Show in August to talk about the work they do. But they, it's very remote there. They said you can
Mhm.
fly over Tanzania and you see like nothing but the population. Those areas of remoteness and safety for these animals are getting smaller and smaller, by the minute. And so it hurt my heart in that moment to think about like, how quickly are we just taking over everything, and then and then will they have a safe space anymore?
Yeah, there's things are changing rapidly, and so the ecosystem is going to respond. And we may, well, I don't know how far you want to go there, but it would help if we made some big changes about how we treat uh, the rest of the environment,
Yeah.
the animals, the plants. A couple weeks ago, I wrote a blog about animals and plants as people.
Mm.
And, there's a lot of indigenous tribes that have a respect for animals and plants as people. And if you're like me, having done some of the Reiki and energy healing, I mean, I have experienced plants as having um, personhood, as having an
Mm.
ability to respond and have thoughts. I'm putting it like this because I don't know how else to say it. Anyway, there was something there.
Yeah.
um, and animals as well. And so there are even people out there who are taking and presenting things in the courts and lawsuits about this animal deserves, as if it was a human being, deserves the same rights to being cared for. Um, the salmon up in Washington, they had that, and there was a horse in neglect case where it was taken to court as if they were humans. I
Mm.
don't think that's a really off the charts idea.
Right.
Corporations got personhood a while back.
Right.
There
I
were
mean, it's not too hard for me to believe anyway, because if we believe that everything is energy, then even that in itself, even if you just believe, okay,
yeah,
everything is energy, then you would think that you would have respect for energy that's, that's out there.
yeah, and it's not impersonal energy. It's
Mm.
personal.
Yeah.
It's just it's not. I don't know too much science fiction. The Borg,
Yeah.
there are individual beings out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Nancy's out here in the audience, by the way, this morning. Good morning,
Yeah,
Nancy. It's good to see you. She said she's an animal rescue, mostly kitties. Humans can be a problem with grabbing babies too fast. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know she had some other tips in the comments for you guys as well.
Oh,
If you come
good.
across any little kittens or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, just my thing is leave them alone. And and the only reason, the literal only reason we took the baby to the wildlife rescue was because the mom didn't come back. And we had a camera out going for like 48 hours. The mom didn't come, and so we took her so to hope that she got some, the baby could be helped in some kind of way. But yeah, like to watch and observe instead of just thinking we have to act because we're big humans and we're in charge. And sometimes I think we get on that ego and
I know. I luckily, I've also experienced that where there was a young crow on the ground and it was not flying, and I thought, what should I do? And then I did some of the research and said, leave it alone. Mom and Dad will take care of it.
yeah.
Everybody, they've got it. Just let it go. And so yeah. Step.
Yeah. Breaking news, humans. We don't know everything. Well, I'm excited to talk to have you share a little bit about your book, Peace and Passing. Now, you had released it a while back and then re-released it recently, right?
Yes, yeah. I I the first release was in 2016, and I was focusing right on really transition time and the myths about animals and passing. And this book, uh, I've expanded it because, and I didn't really realize this. I'm saying the because, but the because wasn't at the beginning. But at the end of the book, I realized that those of us who have animals, beloved animals, the grief process sneaks in the moment we notice that they're slowing down or they can't do something they've always loved, or we get a tough um, information from the veterinarian. There's a word that shows up in the vocabulary that nobody ever wants to hear. And so what I wrote this book about, or revised it about, was to say here are some of the mindsets and some of the spiritual ways that you can look at your animal as they start to take that last leg of their life. How do you look at it and what do you do so that you can have some memories of love and affection even as things change.
Right. Right. And I mentioned before that this book, in my opinion, is really good for anybody because you talk a lot. Look, grief, whether we're talking about our animal or our parent or a sibling or a friend, like grief is grief. The loss of a job, grief is grief, in my opinion. And so there's so many points in this book that I think are helpful to anyone. But obviously, your expertise is with the animals. For anybody that is just meeting you now and hasn't seen you on the show before, how did you get into being an animal intuitive?
Well, I didn't have that on my to-do list anywhere in my life. No, I wasn't born an animal communicator. But after I was in the Navy, I retired from the Navy, then worked for an association, and I started doing energy work. And that's where my animals started communicating with me. And the animals who came forward had passed. That's where they started. I got to tell this story because it's one of the keys to my moving forward. My dog Timmy showed up in the dining room, and he was a full-fledged. He passed. Okay, but it looked like he was sitting in the dining room with one head, one ear up and one ear down, like he always did, with a big grin on his face. I'm making probably a terrible tasting dinner for my kids, and I look over and I go, Timmy. And he popped. He left. Had finished dinner. But what I knew in that moment was he survived death as with a personality. He was around. And he loved me enough to come back and let me know that he was okay and happy. He took the time and the energy to do that. And so that was like such a gift.
Yeah.
And then other pieces. My dog Tibor was he was rescued from a tough situation. Taught me also that I could work with animals who are still around, and that's when I started getting into it and getting trained. And people's hearts are so open, so open when they're working with me and their animals. Because they really bring out so many good things in us.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Well, I'm glad to know it wasn't on your list of things to do. I think, it's funny how to me, that shows that it was divinely guided, this is something that you were supposed to do. It wasn't something that you pushed for. It just happened, in the way that it did. How would you, over the course of your career, how long do you think, how many animals do you think you've worked with, or how many animals and families?
I believe we're in the hundreds now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, one way or the other. Yeah, we're talking hundreds now. All kinds. Rabbits. Lion had rabbit a couple weeks ago on my part. Cats and dogs, rabbits, guinea pigs, birds. Unofficially, some animals who are in zoos, an
Mm,
orangutan, things like that. Also, miniature donkeys, horses, miniature mules. Kind of,
mm.
I think I've got pretty good range there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole every species we're
I'm
adding
working
on.
on it.
I love it. I love it. I know we have a lot of people that watch the show who are Reiki practitioners. Nancy mentioned being a Akashic Records practitioner.
Oh,
And then, we have a lot of people that are consider themselves to be intuitive or empaths at minimum. And do you have any thoughts or advice on the difference between working with humans and animals?
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. Um, there is a joy to working with animals who have thought processes, but they are not married to their rational side. I don't know
Mm.
how else to say that. That they don't have this huge thinking. It feels like a huge machine sometimes that you'd like to just take off your head and put away for a little bit so you can actually get stuff.
Mm.
Um, you can animals are really attuned to energy, so you can find out their energy, you can find out their emotions. um, they are they're very, I believe most are very open to energy healing, but a little goes a long way.
Mm.
I think I almost feel like humans is you have to uh, the barrier is somewhere over here and you've got to
Mm.
move your way back in until you get to the inner core. But with animals, it's much quicker.
Right.
It's much quicker. They're because they're living in that realm. I, is that a good way to say it? Yeah, they're living in the energy realm much more than we are. Probably, if you think from the wild background, they all the senses beyond the five need to be awake and alert
Mm.
to make it through the day, to protect themselves and their families, to get food, things like that.
Right. Right. I mean, it makes sense to me because we even see that as far as working with humans goes with children. I think as we get older, like we just keep building those walls and we're so
Wow.
proud of our boundaries and our walls and everything that we're building. So then we need to be hit with a 2x4 to get anything through to us.
Yeah. And I have to say, working with other species who have had tough things happen to them,
Mm.
there is that you do need to work with. They do bring their past with them in some cases,
Mm.
um, where you have to do kind of the knocking it away to say, yeah, you had a bad life, but you just won the jackpot, baby. Here you are living with this loving human family. Food is always going to be here, softness, gentleness. Let go of the past, baby, and live your best life now. Be who you always meant to be. And
Right.
that's also a thing that you have to sometimes work through,
Right.
for them to get the new reality when they've never experienced it before.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right that sometimes there are those deeper things that we have to deal with animals, even generational things. The when we got our bunny, she's free roam. She hops around like a cat or a dog would, but not hopping. I mean, they don't hop, but anyway. And she's like litter trained and all of that. But when we first got her, and like if we'll go to clean or something and we have to put her in a pen for it, she gets anxious. Like she just completely loses it. And I had I don't know if you've ever seen her. There's a YouTube creator. Her name is Lorelai, and she has a bunny. Their channel is called Len and the Bunny, and she helps people to free roam their bunnies instead of keeping them in a little cage. And she talks about how the history of how bunnies were raised, in a cage just for meat. And so you got to think, if we have these generational and historical things, energetic things with us, then animals probably do too.
I do. I have felt that sometimes,
Mm.
and for me, it's felt it like through the mother. the mother has brought something into the animal, to the baby, and it comes in with it. So yeah, I believe so. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So for your book Peace in Passing, obviously we've talked about that it touches on grief and helping animals, helping animals and helping yourself. I feel like
Yeah.
through that process of
Right.
of grieving. Sometimes I feel like we need more help than they do.
Yes. Yes. Okay, here I'll give you a big example that I realized. Talk about the bad diagnosis. You heard the word cancer. You hear congestive heart failure. And we go into mourning.
Yeah.
The animal's like, what? What? I don't feel good. But what's all this stuff about? And we're having the mourning, and the animal's just like, what's she so concerned about? And I hope this is clever. It's not meant to be smart ass, but there's a thing from Monty Python that's I'm not dead yet. It's not something that will comfort you, but the words are true. I'm not dead yet. So can we be in the now, please? Make sure I feel good, but have your feelings, but no, I don't actually want to live in that sadness with you. If I can say it the way from their point of view, if they could speak it, they would hope that we would not close the door on our feelings, have our feelings and love them, but then be back with our animals as much as we can, and see the joy and the happiness that we have, that they're still around and they're with us, so we can touch them and be with them.
I mean, truly, as much as grief as I've experienced with other humans, I wish we could do that with each other too.
Oh yes.
And not just go into this. Well, now we want to visit because they're dying.
Yeah.
It drives me. I mean, because even when my brother passed away, the funeral home and the cemetery made remarks afterwards that this was like literally the biggest turnout that they had seen in forever for someone that wasn't like a celebrity or something. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, where were all you people when he was alive? Like, it's one of those things where we're like, and then we get all upset and everything else. And Adam at the end just wanted to have, like, he wanted to travel. He wanted to live his best life in the last, year and a half or so. So I don't know. I wish we didn't do that, but I can completely, I think even with animals, adding into the fact that like you said, they don't overthink things like we do. So it's, I'm sure, a challenge for them to go like, what are they upset about? I don't understand.
And they get worried, like, my little dog Stella is working on 14, and we're seeing her slow down. Yeah. And I made up a kind of a song that I sing to myself and to her, is every day's a good day with Stella. Just to remind myself that I wake up and there's still this warm little furry dog. It helps. It's silly, but it helps.
Yeah.
And with people, I know that I like to travel back to my hometown, Buffalo, to see some of my friends, and my Aunt Norma, who's, I don't know, I should probably send this to her, but she's in her mid-90s, and like, wow, she's still around, and there's such joy with getting to see her for a little bit. So yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Take us through what people can expect when they get your book, Maribeth.
Oh, okay. I will talk about what I feel are the myths around animal transitions, like they don't survive death.
Yeah.
And that, how do we say it? They do survive death. They do care about us. That I will talk about the truths. I'll talk about spiritual ways that we can look at the fact that we are going to lose somebody we love, and that there's a lot of information and a lot of cool stories, I got to tell you, about animals who have returned to let their people know that they're okay. I will talk even about how to make the transition easier and things that you can do during the transition. Let's see. I got my book here. So I give you more mindset ideas, and let's see, ways to walk through this so that you have memories of joy embedded in the grief, and you can feel more connection even after they've passed than maybe you would have if you hadn't read the book. I don't know. We're all different, but that's my hope. Is there's something that you bring with you for the rest of your life about how you navigated that last part of their life.
Very true. And there was something, unexpected that I got from reading the book as well. And so I wanted to share with you guys what I had written when I read Peace in Passing. I said, Peace in Passing is a must read for anyone who has ever experienced loss of any kind. And that's all of us, right? With the focus on our beloved animals passing, Maribeth beautifully captures the disconnect that is often felt when our animal family passes as opposed to our human family. This book takes you through the entire process of animal transition, from the timing of death all the way through the thoughts we might experience even years after their passing and choosing a new animal. I personally found so much peace in some of the later chapters, like visits after death and reincarnation. This book gives us immense peace during transitions themselves. However, what I didn't expect was that Peace in Passing creates the space for us to become closer to animals while they are alive. I'm so thrilled that Maribeth's experience and words allow us to experience the joy that our animals bring to our lives on a deeper level now. And that was, you hear Peace in Passing, you think, oh, this is going to help with the grief and all of that. But it really gave me, as if I needed to be more emotional, another level of connection to the animals that are when they're here now, when they're alive.
Thank you. I'm starting to tear up now. Yeah, that's really what I want for everybody, is that we. I don't want to say waste our time, but let's not spend all our time in doing mourning while they're still around. That's. We're going to feel it. That's human. You don't mourn for those you don't care about. That much I've learned. So it's a good emotion. It's just not someplace we want to live. We also want to remember the joy while they're still there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Grim said, just logging in. She has lots of animals. She does. She has. I don't. Grim, you'll have to remind us how many they have guinea pigs, and they have a dog, and they have, just it's Grim Zoo over there. What's happening. But I know her daughter is a vet tech, so that's why they always end up with the animals.
Thank you for what you're doing. Wow, that's so great.
Yes, love it. Well, would you like to stay for our final segment today, Maribeth, or are you starting your day?
No, I'd love to stay. Thank you. I would.
Awesome. All right, you guys, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back after this. More with Maribeth and closing up the show with what's to come on the Breakthrough Show Network this week. We'll be right back.
Imagine a world where every child gets a great education. Educating all children is the only way to end poverty. This is what the Weiss Scholarship Foundation is working to accomplish. Our 6 staff members, our mentors and coordinators, who are on the ground in Kenya, are totally engaged in every aspect of our students' lives, so we can give them every opportunity for success. In just a few short years, we have already awarded 141 scholarships. We send children to high school who would have never gone without our support. And then we help them go on to either university or vocational school. We have already scaled our holistic business model to 4 locations and are ready to scale it to many more. Today it's Kenya, but tomorrow it's more countries. Please contribute what you can today. You can make a one-time donation, a recurring donation, or choose to sponsor a child all on your own for all 4 years of high school for just $3,500. Go to our website, www.weisscholarshipfoundation.org.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. We're here with Maribeth Decker today. Grim said she had 7 pigs, 4 birds, and 1 dog. I love it. I love it. You know, the interesting thing is, so I had an experience when I was younger that was not a positive one and there were guinea pigs involved. And so when I first met Grim and she was like, I have guinea pigs. I'm like, I don't even want to see them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to, because we have like that one experience with an animal. And then we're like, there goes those walls again. Here we are. We're great humans. We're building the walls. But the more, you know, she slowly would like show me the guinea pigs and things like that. And now I think they're adorable. So I'm, you know, taking down those walls 1 brick at a time.
I'm right with you.
So I wanted to ask you one thing before. So we, oddly enough, last year on National Black Cat Day, we had a black cat show up at our door that she's declawed. Had clearly been outside a long time. She was somebody's at some point. They don't just get declawed from nowhere. And we took her in, but one of our youngest daughters is scared to death of her. Like she's never had an experience with a cat before. We cannot let her. We finally gotten her. If we hold the cat and we tell her, okay, give the cat a high five, she'll like let her put her paw on her hand. But can we put the cat down? Nope. And she runs off. Like, that's it. Like, is there ever like, in your experience, have there ever been like, it's just not the animal for you?
Yeah. I'm going to take it in a different direction if that's okay. You know, I do believe that animals come into our life for a purpose, and possibly, since you mentioned reincarnation, maybe she had an experience with a cat from somewhere else. People don't have to believe this, but it's one explanation. And maybe this little cat is there to allow her to release this boundary and find healing through it. I'm just throwing that out for it. And so I always think that spirit gives us opportunities to grow. And usually those are through challenges, because humans don't go through happiness and joy. It doesn't seem like it's like we'll take more of that, but don't make us work for it. So I wonder if there's also the possibility, without pushing, there is a way for her to find love for this little one. And it's beyond my expertise, I gotta say.
I mean, I think it's interesting because I feel like she does have love for her, but she just don't want to be near her. Like she's like, don't put her anywhere near her. And it's interesting because I can feel that way. She loves the bunny. She loves other pets. We talked about getting a dog at some point. Like she loves the idea of anything. But I was so taken back because I had never seen her react to anything like that before. And I was like, is it the cat? Is it her? Is it what is happening here?
It might be a personal experience between the both of them, if you want to go there, that they're trying to work it out this time around. I have met that. I've seen those. I've seen it in my own life, where we get to finish up what didn't get finished before.
Yeah. Interesting. Look, I'm happy to go down the rabbit hole with any.
Okay, good. All right. So because we just did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to wonder because it doesn't make any sense to me otherwise. Like it doesn't make any sense to me because she, like I said, she'd never been around a cat before. So why would there be this trauma response unless there was something there from another life, from something, but I don't know, maybe they
Something in
just
the DNA from, some, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't, as I said, I don't have enough expertise to say, well, take her and do this.
Yeah.
But I bet, and as we're talking about it, maybe something will pop up for you.
Yeah.
That will help her, and without force.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
You're not a forcing person, so I'm not. I shouldn't be worried about.
Well, I mean, it's been one of those things where it's like, we try to reassure her that the cat's not going to hurt her and everything else. But there's only, obviously Jaslyn has to know that she's our priority, like that, she's safe, that we're not going to put her in harm's way. And there's definitely a trust thing going on. And there's like, it's so layered. It's never, our relationships together, let alone with animals it's not just one thing ever.
I know, and so and then it probably is part of me needs to say, since you are her mom, if you make the decision that this is not working and it's not for her best, rehoming is not
right.
It's not a terrible thing because the cat will, okay, so
yeah, and that's ultimately
I know that rehoming has been sometimes a solution when things aren't working out and people have tried everything they can. So
I mean, that's ultimately what's going to happen when we move anyway in a few weeks. But it was just one of those things where, like, we tried. It was just like the bunny. I mean, we tried to do what we felt was the right thing, and sometimes things just don't work out. We have so many expectations.
We do. Yeah, I always like to open the door to the ending being, a fairy tale story. Sometimes it's a chapter and it was part of their growth, and now there's a new chapter. So I'll give you that one too. It's like, okay, so now it's this or something better comes through.
Yeah, I've been repeating that line to myself for weeks now.
Okay, good. So
something better with everything in my life, like literally this or something better. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Obviously we want everybody to go and check out your book. You can go to peaceinpassingbook.com and check that out. Is there anything else that they can find there on that site, or is that just a direct link to purchase the book, Mary?
Well, there is there is a video I did, a short video about navigating the last leg of your animal's journey, and they can get that. And so there's another place on my About Maribeth place that you can also get it, get the video, get to watch the video. So that's there for them. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'd love for everybody to check that out. Maribeth, at the end of our show, we always like to celebrate birthdays and other things. That let me know if there's anything that anybody is celebrating today. I also do want to mention, because Chris brought it up in the beginning as well, yesterday was Juneteenth. In case you don't know what Juneteenth is June 19th. It commemorates the end of slavery in the United States. The celebration takes place each year on June 19th, recognizing an event that took place in Texas in 1865. That was a minute ago. And so I hope everybody had an opportunity to celebrate that yesterday as well. It's also, I was going to check out and see if there was anything else good today. It's ice cream soda day. So treat yourself to an ice cream soda. Do you like an ice cream soda, Maribeth?
Yeah, once in a while.
I try not to do the soda. I really try hard. But I know that High Carb Hannah and I'm having a brain lapse at the moment here, but there's another girl too that did healthier versions of ice cream sodas on Instagram. So go check them out.
Oh, I will do that.
High Carb Hannah, and what is her name? I'll think of it when the show's over. That's just the way. That's just the way.
I have to thank my kids. My birthday was Saturday.
I know.
When they took me, I'm going to jump in then. My daughter's in Oregon and my son lives here in Virginia with me. Mm-hmm. They spirited me off to the Birchmere, a local venue and took me to the funk group, the SOS band, and we just had a great time. I had my son, his wife, and granddaughter, and at the Birchmere listening to the SOS band, and it was awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
For my joy.
I love it. I love it. And I didn't realize. So when I was looking at birthdays from the weekend and today, you also share a birthday with Deborah Rebel, who, was part of Linda Joy's publishing group and stuff as well. So Deborah Rebel had a birthday over the weekend, and Marcy Masters, which Grim, Marcy Masters had a birthday. Also, Tiffany Agnew had a birthday over the weekend. Today, Candace Tanner has a birthday. Sandy Ferguson and my cousin Dana Dawson has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Dana. In the celebrity world today, Nicole Kidman's birthday is today. As well as John Goodman. And listen, you guys are lucky that I didn't put together a montage of songs for you today for this one, but Lionel Richie's birthday is today as well. I did on Friday, Maribeth, I did a Barry Manilow medley. In this effort to live authentically, because I grew up with my grandparents and they loved Barry Manilow, and so the kids used to make fun of me when I was little because I loved Barry Manilow, and they're like, either who is that or what's wrong with you? That was the two responses. So I said Friday, I found out it was Barry's birthday Friday, and I said, I'm going to live my best life today, and I'm going to sing a whole medley on Friday. Oh, sometimes I don't know what to do with
my
myself.
sister about Barry Manilow. So yeah. So you got it too. Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved him when I was little, but it was not appreciated. I'll tell you. Wasn't appreciated by the other little kids. I'll tell you that much. But here we are. So we're going to do our birthday song. And obviously I had you on the list too. So I'm very excited because I never have somebody on when it's, their birthday weekend too. So here we go. We're going to sing our song. Drum roll, please. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandy Ferguson, Candace Taylor, Dana Dawson, Deborah Rebel, Marcy Masters, Tiffany Agnew, Nicole Kidman, Lionel Richie, John Goodman, and Maribeth Decker. Happy birthday to you. Yay.
That was fun.
I hope you enjoyed your day, and I hope you had fun with us here today.
I sure did. Thank you so much for this.
It's always good to see you. And I don't know if you saw that I will be driving up through your town in a couple weeks.
Oh, I missed that. Maybe we can get
together,
depending on your schedule.
I mean, I said at minimum, I will be pulling over for hugs and then.
All righty then. Yeah,
I said that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop. We're going to hug. We may be able to stop for a little bit, but we may just hug and move on. But I said this is going to be the hug tour.
I'm in.
Awesome. Right. I will let you know. I will keep you up to date with all of that. Graham saying happy birthday to everybody. It's a hug tour. It's happening. That's what's going on. Thank you guys for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. Maribeth, thank you again for being here today. It's always a pleasure. All right, you guys, thank you all for being here. And until tomorrow, who do we have tomorrow? Brian K. Wright's going to be here tomorrow. So excited about that. Tune in tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central Time. Also, quick reminders. We have obviously Project Joy throughout the week. We have Money Matters with Carol tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Time. We have Divine DNA on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time. An all-new episode of Learning in Silence with Juju and Mandy on Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And we are going to Ghana, Africa on Friday on the Breakthrough Show with William Plunge. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And of course, you can catch the simulcast of Spirit Sessions on Sundays as well. So all of that, we have lots happening this week, and we can't wait to see you around. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
You've been tuned in to Project Joy Live with Jessica Dugas, your weekday morning talk show, inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes only on the Breakthrough Show Network. Binge all past episodes of Project Joy at projectjoypodcast.com. Until next time, help us spread the joy by sharing this episode, and we'll see you soon.